Part 2, Referendum on Transition from Church Elections to a Multi-Religion Electoral System, Multireligionvalsystem, in the countries that already have church elections and a multi-religion electoral system in other countries. The multi-religion election, Multireligionval, is the practical part of the multi-religion election system, Multireligionvalsystem. How does the multi-religion election work? The multi-religion election, religious community, term of office, voting, election of representatives. The multi-religion election is proposed to take place every 5 years in conjunction with the EU elections. During the 5-year mandate period, representatives are elected for the various faith communities that participated in the election. It should be emphasized that only these are eligible for the multi-religion support, which corresponds to the party support. All citizens from the age of 16 have the right to vote regardless of religion. It is emphasized here that no political parties may under any circumstances participate in the multi-religion election. In order to prevent politicians from interfering with religion or vice versa, religious communities have their own parliament, the House of Representatives of Faith. Note, multiple religious belonging: if someone belongs to several religions, he only gets one vote in one religion. The ballot papers for candidates within the various faith communities are ordered by the faith communities themselves from the Swedish Electoral Authority. On the ballots, the designation of the religious community is printed with the candidates nominated by a religious community through the Electoral Committee. The Jewish religious community, for example, has an elected election committee that must ensure that the candidates who are to represent the Jewish religious communities throughout Sweden are democratically elected. The same applies to other religious communities. The measures are the same if the multi-religion election takes place within the EU, USA, Iran, China, or India. In order to seek information and ask questions, the public, regardless of religion, can turn to the various faith communities throughout Sweden. There must be openness, and that each religious community must also have its own website where citizens can seek information regarding their religion, the candidates, and the election or whatever the issue may be. About the 75-year Israel-Palestine conflict. If the Jews in Sweden or in another country vote in the Israeli election, the same applies to the Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist, Christian, Orthodox, Catholic, Protestant, and other faith communities. Here, too, the issues are about conflicts between religions, religious freedom, and democracy. Everything from freeze-drying, Quran burning, prayer calls, depictions of prophets, headscarf bans, honor-related violence, and circumcision to solar panels on religious communities' premises. As an independent body, the mass media can play an important role in helping to gain clarity, inform, analyze, present facts, and with election monitoring. Teachers who are responsible for religious education get a new role. They must be knowledgeable in teaching all religions, and not just Christianity and the church election, which is now dominant. Christianity gets exactly as much space in teaching and SVT as other faiths. The candidates for the various faith communities are elected for a 5-year term. Because turnout is higher than turnout in general elections and the EU election, when those who have turned only 16 and regardless of religion get the right to vote, which leads to greater representation. A group of 7 candidates for each denomination is still appropriate to represent a denomination. The 7 candidates for each denomination must appear on the ballot papers. The procedure in the polling station is the same.